So we're still here in Marsh Harbor, and we've had our dramas with our 12-volt system, and we've got that kind of patched together, and some friends of ours are coming later this week and are bringing a part that we need to help repair that. But our engine, starboard engine, was leaking oil, and I cleaned all the oil up, and I test ran it, and everything looked good. But we thought we'd move the boat today and just see, kind of make sure everything's working under, operating conditions. And we started up starboard engine, we got no raw water flow, so monkeyed around with it, got the flow going, but then it started making a noise. So we might have some fairly serious problem, or we could just have, we found a little bit of shell in the strainer, so maybe a little shell got past the strainer and is in the impeller, raw water impeller. So we'll let the engine cool down a little bit and we will pull it apart and see what we have. But I guess we're not moving right now. So we went to move to a different anchorage, and we were going to kind of test drive this starboard engine. You see I got some fresh oil towels down there, and we were going to see if we could replicate our oil leak under operating conditions. And we had problems with the raw water. So we cleaned out the strainer, and we found some shells in the strainer, and we feel like we have a partial blockage. We heard some noise and kind of low flow on the water, so I'm going to go down there and undo the raw water pump cover, pull the impeller, and see maybe we don't have something stuck inside the pump. So I have the cover off the raw water impeller, and it looks about the same it looked when I did the impellers in February. Or no, I did them last year I did them in February. So it looks about the same as when I did the impellers in February. And we'll see what it looks like in the pump. I don't see an obvious problem with the impeller. It looks good to me. If I haven't mentioned it before, an impeller puller is a very handy tool to have. This one's from Jabsco. Makes things much easier, and it doesn't tear up the impeller in case you want to reuse it. So now I'll just look at the housing, the pump, and see what we have. So no obvious problems with the raw water pump, nothing in the pump itself. All the vanes on the impeller look good, so I'm gonna put it back to together again, see what happens. So spent morning in the engine compartment, and we have a bad raw water pump, it looks like, so I'm gonna have to get one sent over to the Bahamas. So working on that. Of course, the pump costs about double what you think it should, all that good stuff. So I'll keep you updated on how much fun it is to change a water pump on a Volvo D250. So we appear to have gotten the right water pump from Volvo. I have to put the old gear on there, and we have a new O-ring, which makes a seal on the inside here. So I think we have all the parts. Yay! Hopefully they fit. So I have verified that there's an impeller in there, which is always good to verify. So it's a matter of getting the old one off now. So here's the old pump. And luckily it looks like the new one, but I've got to get this gear off. And you know, sometimes these things don't like to come off. But we will use a impeller puller and see if that works. So I successfully got the drive gear off the old water pump. It turned out with what I had on board, the easiest way to do that was to put the gear in a vise that I have on board with some soft inserts that I have and protect the gear. And then I tapped on the end of the pump shaft with a hammer and it popped right out. A gear puller would have worked also, but I don't have a gear puller on board, so I might add one of those to my list of tools. And then once I get that gear off, it was pretty easy. Just put the new pump in and hook up the hoses and 4 bolts and an O-ring, and we tested it, and it is working, and there are no oil leaks or water leaks, and it's pumping water. So I guess we're back on business. 2 engines on Agape, and these are just the things that, you know, you happen. Decisions afterward, these things is, you know, do I add a raw water pump to our spares list? Probably. And do I get a gear puller? Probably. So we'll see what happens, but we're back in business, and Vern and Linda are going to be on the boat later on today, and we're going to take off for fun around the Bahamas. It's a fairly calm morning here in Marsh Harbor. We've been here longer than we wanted to because of our failed raw water pump. So we are gonna motor up to Manjack today. Only complication might be thunderstorms. And this will be a good extended test of our repaired starboard engine. Hopefully all goes well. So Vern and I, we're lifeguards. So we're supervising the boat, and we will await the return of the ladies, and we might have a beverage while we wait. Might. Linda V, the professional paddleboarder. They are headed out while the wind is calm. We are in Manjack. Kind of what we call Manjack South. And the wind is coming from the north tonight, so we're set here, hopefully. We have a few other boats in the anchorage with us. There's a couple over there. And there's a couple boats behind us. Plenty of room for everybody. So we're in Manjack North today, and it's a beautiful day. It was a little bit rolly in here last night, which I was kind of surprised because the wind had been from the east for quite a few days, but you can see a little bit of a swell going through the anchorage. The reason for that is because the anchorage is pretty much open to the ocean over here. And we did have some northeasterlies for a few days earlier in the week, so I guess it takes time for the motion of the ocean to change, but it's a real pretty anchorage. And we have it all to ourselves this morning, which is really cool. Love the Abacos. So we're in a new spot. We're in a new spot for us, anchored near Tahiti Beach, and that's the beach you see down that way. That is Tahiti Beach down that way. And it's a beach that is basically available during low tide. At high tide, it's almost completely covered. Thought we'd try this out next couple of days because we have some strong easterly winds that are going to be coming in tomorrow. We're getting some of those right now, and we've got good coverage forward. See someone's really nice house right there, but when the strong winds come, it'll be coming right over that hill right there, so we should have some good coverage here. Should be around 20 knots tomorrow. Yay! So thanks for watching the video. Hit subscribe and like if you like the video. More subscribers always help us out with our channel. We're going to hang out here for a couple more Tahiti Beach, and then we head back to Marsh Harbor where we have some more friends arriving for fun in the Abacos. See you next time.